Hi everyone, welcome. Let's put my water there a minute. We are starting a brand new month. And because we've been hopping back and forth, we've gone through the reign of King Saul. And now Saul and his boys are dead. They died in battle. And now David has the opportunity to step up and step into the role that Samuel anointed him for many years earlier. So today, we're still going to be jumping back and forth, and it's going to sound like going over extra territory because Chronicles and Psalms and Kings, they all cover similar territory. So, but told from different perspectives, different viewpoints. So today, we're going to read from Second Samuel, and we're going to read from First Chronicles. I know, confusing. So, first, Second Samuel chapter 5, verses 1 through 10, and then we will jump into Chronicles and read First Chronicles chapters 11 and 12, all in the Amplified Bible. Here we go. Then all the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and said, "Behold, we are your bone and your flesh. In times past, when Saul was king over us, it was you who led Israel out to war and brought Israel in from battle. And the Lord told you, you shall shepherd my people Israel and be ruler over them." So the elders, the tribal leaders of Israel, came to the king at Hebron, and King David made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed him king over Israel. David was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Judah. Now the king and his men went to Jerusalem against the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, who said to David, "You shall not enter here, for the blind and the lame, even the weakest among us, will turn you away." They thought, "David cannot come in here because the walls are impenetrable." Nevertheless, David captured the stronghold of Zion, that is, the city of David. And then David said on that day, "Whoever strikes the Jebusites, let him go up through the underground water shaft to strike the lame and the blind, who are detested by David's soul because of their arrogance." So for that reason they say the blind or the lame shall not come into the royal house of Israel. So David lived in the stronghold and called it the city of David, and he built all around the surrounding area, from the Milo fortification and inward. David became greater and greater, for the Lord, the God of hosts, was with him. Okay, now we're going to jump into Chronicles, chapters 11 and 12. Then all Israel gathered to David at Hebron, saying, "Behold, we are your bone and your flesh." Where have we heard that, right? "In times past, even when Saul was king, it was you who led out and brought in Israel, and the Lord your God said to you, 'You shall shepherd my people Israel, and you shall be prince and leader over my people Israel.' So all the elders of Israel came to the king at Hebron, and David made a covenant, a solemn agreement with them there before the Lord, and they anointed him king over Israel, in accordance with the word of the Lord through Samuel. Then David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, that is Jebus, and the Jebusites and the inhabitants of the land were there. Then the Jebusites said to David, 'You shall not come in here.' But David captured the stronghold of Zion, that is the city of David. Now David said, 'Whoever strikes down a Jebusite first shall be chief and commander.' Joab, the son of Zeruiah, David's half-sister, went up first, and so he was made chief. Then David lived in the stronghold, so it was called the city of David. He built the city around it, from the Milo fortification to the surrounding area, and Joab repaired the rest of the old Jebusite city. David became greater and greater, for the Lord of hosts was with him. Now these are the chiefs of David's mighty men, who strongly supported him in his kingdom, together with all Israel, to make him king, in accordance with the word of the Lord concerning Israel. This is a list of David's mighty men: Jashubim, the son of a Hakmonite, the chief of the 30. He lifted up his spear against 300, whom he killed at one time. Next to him in rank was Eleazar, the son of Dodo the Ahohite, who was one of the 3 mighty men. He was with David at Pas Dammim, where David had killed Goliath. And there the Philistines were gathered together for battle, and there was a plot of ground full of barley. And the people of Israel fled before the Philistines, but they took their stand in the midst of that plot and defended it, and killed the Philistines, and the Lord rescued them by a great victory. 3 of the 30 chief men went down to the rock, to David, to the cave of Adullam, while the army of the Philistines was camped in the valley of Rephaim. David was then in the stronghold, while the garrison of the Philistines was in Bethlehem. David had a craving and said, "Oh, that someone would give me a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem, which is next to the gate." Then the 3 mighty men broke through the camp of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem, which was next to the gate, and brought it to David. But David would not drink it. He poured it out to the Lord as an offering. And he said, "Far be it from me before my God that I would do this thing. Shall I drink the blood of these men who have put their lives in jeopardy? For they brought it at the risk of their lives." So he would not drink it. These things the 3 mighty men did. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was chief of the other 3. And he lifted up his spear against 300 and killed them, and he had a name as well as the 3. Of the 3 in the second rank, he was the most honored and became their captain. However, he did not attain to the first 3, Jashubim, Eleazar, and Shammah. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a courageous man of Kabzeel, who had done great things, killed the 2 sons of Ariel of Moab. Also he went down and killed a lion in a pit on a snowy day. He killed an Egyptian also, a man of great stature, 5 cubits tall. In the Egyptian's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam, and Benaiah went down to him with only a staff, and grabbed the spear from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with his own spear. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, did these things and had a name as well as the 3 mighty men. He was honored among the 30, but he did not attain to the rank of the first 3. David appointed him over his bodyguard. Now the mighty men of the armies were Azael, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shamoth the Haroite, Helez the Pelonite, Ira the son of Ikesh of Tekoa, Abiezer of Anatoth, Sibbecai the Hushathite, Eli the Ahohite, Maharai the Netophathite, Heled the son of Baanah the Netophathite, Ittai the son of Ribai of Gibeah of the Benjaminites, Benaiah the Piratonite, Hurai of the brooks of Gaash, Abiel the Arbatite, Asmaveth the Baharumite, Eliabah the Shaalbonite, the sons of Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan the son of Shagi the Haarite, Ahiam the son of Sakar the Haarite, Eliphal the son of Hefer the Macharatite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Hezro the Carmelite, Naarai the son of Ezbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mibar the son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai the Berothite, the armor-bearer of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, David's half-sister, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Bathsheba's husband, Zabad the son of Ali, Adina the son of Shiza the Reubenite, a chief of the Reubenites, and 30 heroes with him, Hanan the son of Maacah, and Joshaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashtaratite, Shammah and Jael the sons of Hotham the Ariorite, Jediel the son of Shimri and his brother Joah the Tizite, Elielul the Mahavite, Jerubai and Josephiah the sons of Elnaam, Ithma the Moabite, Eliel and Obed and Jaziel the Mesobite. All the ites and the names, just the names, man. These are the ones who came to David at Ziklag while he still concealed himself from Saul, the son of Kish. They were among the courageous men who helped him in battle. They were armed with bows and could use the right hand or the left to sling stones and shoot arrows from the bow. They were Saul's relatives from the tribe of Benjamin. The chief was Ahiezer, then Joash, the sons of Shemaiah of Gibeah, Jeziel and Pelet, the sons of Azmaveth, Barakah and Jehu of Anatoth, Ishmaiah of Gibeon, a mighty man among the 30, and a leader over them, Jeremiah, Jahaziel, Johanan, Jozabad of Gedera, Eluzai, Jeremoth, Belialah, Shemariah, Shephatiah the Haruphite, Elkanah, Ishiah, Azarel, Joazar, Jashubim, and the Korahites, and Joelah, and Zebediah, the sons of Jeroam of Gedor. You know, if you really want an unusual baby name, you just go to the Bible, man. Courageous men from the Gadites came over to David in the stronghold in the wilderness, men trained for war, who could handle shield and spear, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and who were as swift as gazelles on the mountains. Ezer was first, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmannah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, Machbanai the 11th. These from the sons of Gad were captains of the army. He who was least was equal to 100, and the greatest was equal to 1,000. These are the men who crossed over the Jordan in the first month when it had overflowed all its banks, and they put to flight all those in the valleys and east and west. Then some of the men of Benjamin and Judah came to the stronghold to David, and David went out to meet them and said to them, "If you have come peacefully to me to help me, my heart shall be united with you. But if you have come to betray me to my adversaries, since there is no violence or wrong in my hands, may the God of our fathers look on what you are doing and punish you." Then the Holy Spirit came on Amasai, who was the chief of the 30, and he said, "We are yours, O David, and with you, O son of Jesse. Peace, peace be to you, and peace be to him who helps you, for your God helps you." Then David accepted and received them and made them officers of his troops. Some of the men of Manasseh also defected to David when he came with the Philistines to go to battle against Saul. But David's men did not actually assist the Philistines, for the lords of the Philistines, after consultation, sent him away, saying, "At the cost of our heads he may defect to his master Saul." As David went to Ziklag, these men defected to him from Manasseh: Adnah, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Jozabad, Elihu, and Zilletai, captains of thousands who belonged to Manasseh. They helped David against the band of raiders, for they were all courageous men, and all 7 became commanders in his army. For day by day men kept coming to David to help him until there was a great army, like the army of God. These are the numbers of the armed units equipped for war who came to David at Hebron to turn over the kingdom of Saul to him in accordance with the word of the Lord. Those of the tribe of Judah who carried shield and spear were 6,800 armed for war. Of the tribe of Simeon, brave warriors, 7,100. Of the tribe of Levi, 4,600. Jehoiada was the leader of the house of Aaron, and with him were 3,700. And Zadok, a courageous young man, and 22 captains from his father's house. Of the tribe of Benjamin, the relatives of King Saul, 3,000. For until now the majority of them had kept their allegiance to the house of Saul. Of the tribe of Ephraim, 20,800 courageous men, famous in their fathers' houses. Of the half-tribe of Manasseh, 18,000 who were designated by name to come and make David king. Of the tribe of Issachar, men who understood the times with knowledge of what Israel should do, 200 chiefs and all their relatives were at their command. Of the tribe of Zebulun, there were 50,000 in military service who could draw up in battle formation with all kinds of weapons of war, and helped David, men with an undivided heart. Of the tribe of Naphtali, there were 1,000 captains, and with them 3,700 of the rank and file armed with shield and spear. Of the tribe of Dan, 28,600 men who could draw up in battle formation. Of the tribe of Asher, 40,000 men in military service able to draw up in battle formation. From the other side of the Jordan River, of the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, 120,000 men armed with all kinds of weapons of war for the battle. All these, being men of war arrayed in battle formation, came to Hebron with a perfect committed heart to make David king over all Israel. And all the rest of Israel were also of one mind to make David king. They were there with David for 3 days, eating and drinking, for the relatives had prepared for them. Also those who were living near them, from as far as the tribes of Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali, brought food on donkeys, camels, mules, and oxen, abundant supplies of flour, cakes of figs and raisins, wine, olive oil, oxen and sheep, for there was joy in Israel. And that, my friends, concludes our reading for May 1st, 2026. I appreciate you joining me and listening to me butcher and trip over names that just are not names you hear anymore. Anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I hope I catch you again when I get back on this. Take care, and bye for now.